Welcome to another episode of Gate City Chronicles. I'm Kevin Avard, your host. And we have a guest that has been on before. It's been a while since she's been on, but we're welcoming her back. And with that, I want to introduce Rita McCabe from Sub-Zero.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome back on the show.
Thank you for having us back.
I don't know how long it's been since you've been on the show.
Oh, it's probably 6-7 years ago.
Wow. And you're still at it.
We're still at it,
Still at it.
So we've been open 9 years, believe it or not.
No kidding. So Sub-Zero, they're located on Main Street. Used to be a pizza place there.
We're next to him. Yeah, we're right on literally on the corner of Main and Water.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's a nice corner spot.
Yeah, so we kind of reconnected when we did the winter stroll. I was there with Senator Chuck Morris, and we happened to walk in. We saw that you were opened up, and recognized you. And
yeah.
How was business that day? I mean, it was freezing.
Business was great.
It was freezing
it was
out.
cold.
Yeah.
But it was great, because there's lots of people walking around downtown and coming to check us out. And
it was actually a really good stroll this year. I thought it was really cool. I mean, you saw there was a lot of protective services around. They were even on the roof. The police did a really good job. They blocked off the streets. And people going up and down. And we went to the Hidden Pig. And then we went to, I used to think the Odd Fellows was just a group, but it's
a restaurant.
It's a nice restaurant, yeah. We went there and we had a good time, but we stopped in at Sub-Zero and we saw that you're still at it. So tell us a little bit about Sub-Zero. What is that?
Sure.
I mean, usually this time of year, there's ice cream places that are closed.
Correct. Sub-Zero, we're open all year round. And this is not your average ice cream. We're making it fresh, literally right before your eyes using liquid nitrogen. So, and this was actually featured on Shark Tank, which is how my husband and I initially saw it.
Okay.
We never watched Shark Tank before in our life. Somebody was talking about it at Mark's work, and he came home and we put it on, and out comes Jerry and Naomi Hancock pitching Sub-Zero ice cream. And it got our attention because the fog, as you know, right? The big fog bank happened. And we're like, what is this? And when we're watching it, we're like, this is the coolest thing ever. We got to bring this to New England. That literally is how we made our decision.
Shark Tank's been on the TV that long.
Yeah, absolutely. It was 2013 when we saw the episode.
Wow.
And so, flash forward a year. A year later, we were out in Utah going to check it out because there was nowhere to try it around here. The closest one at the time was in Indianapolis. So we went out to the corporate headquarters. And
where is that, Salt Lake City?
They're actually in Provo, so it's a little north of Salt Lake.
Okay.
We decided to buy in, and we bought the rights to New England, so we're the area developers for New England. Came back and opened our first store in August of 2014.
Where was that? Was that the one on Amherst Street?
That was the one on Amherst Street,
right.
Yeah. And so, we were doing well, and we were building the clientele, and we were building the catering, because we do a lot of catering and school science presentations, weddings, corporate events. And then COVID hit, right? So we were like, all right, what do we do? We had already been doing delivery services, Grubhub, Uber Eats, and DoorDash. And so that is really what helped us, get through that period, because people could come in and get ice cream, but they couldn't stay.
And that's kind of part of the fun of it, isn't it?
Exactly, So, and we had a big dining room. So our thought was we need to downsize during this period of time.
It seems like McDonald's is doing this very same thing.
Well, I think people have realized that it's grab and go now. I mean, 10 years ago was totally different. Now it's grab and go. It's deliveries. It's people don't want to come in and sit unless you're in a regular restaurant where you're going to be there an hour or so eating a meal.
Where you got a TV or you can get a beverage or hear a band or something to that effect.
So Mark actually saw this open space on the corner of Main and Water. And he jokes around. He says, it took me 3 days to tell you about it. Because I was like, I don't want to move. I don't want to, build this out again and all this kind of stuff. So, but we got the approval. We moved. And then 15 months later, that Amherst location, the entire building burned down.
Oh, crazy.
So fortunately, we were already out of there. I felt bad for the our
we have
neighbors
friends
that were still there, but
we have a friend, Olga. She has a place right behind that. We were concerned that her I guess sewing
it's like
place.
wedding shop.
Wedding shop. And
dresses and stuff, yep.
Yeah, we were worried about her with that, but she got hurt really bad with COVID as well.
Sure.
With the proms and stuff.
There was no proms and there was no weddings. There was nothing going on.
Yeah.
Very, very low, small scale type of things. And we got nailed we lost all our catering for a year and a half.
And now it's coming back.
It's coming back now. Yeah, fortunately.
So, when somebody says, well, we need a caterer, I mean, you do just the ice cream?
Just the ice cream, yeah. So, instead of getting...
How's that work out? You get the DJ,
instead of getting a cake,
right?
instead of, getting the candy, table or whatever, they get ice cream. And so we make it literally right in front of the guests while they're there. And everybody always loves it. And they're, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever. And this is the best ice cream I've ever had. Yeah. And we do a really cool fog shot for the bride and groom. So we work with the photographer, a nice backdrop, and then we throw down this big fog bank for them. So we call it the signature fog shot that we provide. And that's a thank you to them for having us. It's the coolest picture of the night.
Sure. No, it is. That's a neat idea. And I think one of the other nice things that you do is you go to some of the schools and you teach science.
Science, yeah. So STEM enrichment program. It's the CEO is a chemist, the wife's a teacher. And so that's always been part of Sub-Zero, is going into the schools, teaching the science, doing some fun, cool experiments with them. And we were on your show the last time. We did some of those.
Yeah.
And then, of course, everybody gets ice cream at the end.
Right.
So the funny part is during COVID, all those came to a screeching halt. But I had reached out to all the people that we were already booked with. And I said, listen, I can do a Zoom educational program, same exact thing. And then I can give you guys a coupon. You can come, the kids can come to the store with their families.
That's a good idea.
As they want to. Every single one of them said, no, we'll wait till you can come in with the ice cream.
Oh, really?
So it was kind of an eye-opener for me.
Yeah. Oh, so they want the freebies.
They want the ice cream, right? So that's what it's kind of really
it's about. A nice way to promote
it is.
And the kids can really learn about science.
They do, yeah, exactly. Yeah. They learn something. Sometimes the teachers learn something, too.
Yeah. What are the typical questions that the kids ask?
The typical questions, what happens if it hits your hand, right? Because we're up there and we're doing our stuff. Yeah, and we don't wear gloves. And we can't wear, when you're in the food service industry, you can't wear leather gloves to make ice cream. We can't wear the food service gloves because if the liquid nitrogen actually hits the glove, it'll crack the glove. It's so cold.
And that'll get into the
negative 321 degrees Fahrenheit.
But if it hits your hand?
If it hits our hand, it just beads up and rolls off. And that's called the Leidenfrost effect. Our hand is so much warmer than the liquid nitrogen that it literally just beads up. It's kind of like running your hand over a candle. Right? As long as you're moving it, you're fine. If you stop, you're going to get burned. Same thing. If we catch it, it'll give us frostbite. But if it happens to hit our hand, it just bounces off.
So if it hits your hand, but if you put your hand in it,
you can we can literally put our hand in and out of that, just like this.
Really?
Not for long.
Well, okay.
But think about a hot pan, right? You throw water on it, and you see the water droplets jumping around.
Yep.
That's because they're not touching the pan yet. They're actually floating on a little bit of air until that air barrier breaks down, because once it hits the pan, it evaporates. So it's the same thing happening with the liquid nitrogen in our skin.
That's interesting. And so one of the other things that's interesting about this is that you have multiple flavors.
Oh, yeah. We've got 50 plus individual flavors, but then you can mix and match them together. So for instance, if you like black raspberry, you take the blackberry and the raspberry and we put it together. Or, banana and peanut butter, or whatever you want to do. I mean, you can create things that you will never find at any other ice cream shop, literally, because the possibilities are endless.
So how many walk-ins do you get a day?
Oh, we get tons of walk-ins. Yeah, a lot of people coming in.
Even
this
in the
is a
winter.
great spot. We got much more walking traffic downtown than we did up on Amherst Street, because nobody walks down Amherst Street if you want to keep your life and
Oh my gosh, no! It is busy, and
it's really busy.
If you got a good, but walk-ins, I can't see anybody doing that now.
Yeah, no. So we were the destination there, right?
Right.
People were specifically coming there for us. Nice thing about downtown is there's lots of walking traffic, people going
Sure.
around, and now the art center's open.
Yep.
So people are coming downtown earlier, having some dinner, having some ice cream before they
go to Martha's
show.
or go to the Hidden Pig or something else, and hey, let's go get an ice cream. What?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's right up there, and then make it right in front of you.
So it's been a good move for us, moving downtown.
Good.
And of course we have, the mix-ins, the fruits, the nuts, the candies. We just started carrying, I don't know if you've heard of Granite State freeze-dried candy.
Never.
We just started carrying that. They were actually in Manchester.
Okay.
And it's like Skittles, and they freeze dry them, and they get like airy, almost like popcorn. So kids love that.
Really?
Yeah.
One of the health
it's
foods.
Interesting. Yeah, one of the major health foods for kids, yeah.
Now, as far as allergies, do you have any issues with kids, people coming in with allergies that you got to let them know anything?
Allergies are great for us because we can accommodate anybody.
Okay.
Everything, that we start with base is gluten, nut, and egg free. If you want custard that has egg, easy enough for us to segregate. People that have nut allergies, then we would take things from the original containers instead of from the counter where all the mix-ins are, and we can accommodate everybody's allergies. As far as dairy allergies, we have like an almond base, we have a soy base, we have a lactose-free base. We can do custard, yogurt, Italian ices. We can do premium, low-fat, keto. So literally, we have 8 different base creams to start with.
Now, was there another ice cream place up the street?
In downtown?
Yeah.
There used to be a frozen yogurt place.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
and that's
downtown.
right next to where the art center is. But
yeah, that went out a while ago.
That didn't make it.
No.
But you're doing well in there.
Well, part of the part of it is just
the novelty of it.
The novelty, but people come back because it's awesome ice cream.
Yeah.
The science behind it is the liquid nitrogen makes an ultra smooth, dense, creamy ice cream. We're not injecting any air into our ice cream.
No lie. I'm telling you, we were sitting, my wife and I were watching a documentary, a Dr. something or other. It was, and I went in there, I got some ice cream in the fridge. I'm not going to name the brand, but I said, this doesn't taste as good as another particular brand that I have. And she looked at me and I said, because there's a lot of air in this. And she said, there's a lot of air in your head. Where did you get this information? But there is a lot of air in that. And I actually used to work at DeRoche's ice cream years ago and as a kid. But
it's called overrun.
Oh, yeah.
How much air are they injecting into their ice cream when they make it?
So it fills it up a lot quicker.
Exactly.
And it's not as dense.
Exactly.
Like you said.
So we talk about when we're talking to the kids, we're like, think about a container of Cool Whip, right? It looks full, but how heavy is it? And that's because it's a bazillion air bubbles.
Yes.
Right? So if you actually put that in the microwave for a minute, you'd have about this much product in the bottom of that big container. Well, it's the same thing with ice cream. The more air they inject into it as well, the faster it melts. Because air molecules heat up quicker than cream molecules.
Right.
So you think about soft serve, anybody's, it's dripping down your hand quickly. Because again, it's fluffed up with a lot of air.
Well, I just felt very smart in front of my wife.
And you were spot on, exactly.
There's a lot of air in this. But and it was okay. It satisfied the moment.
But, sure, yeah. But the freezer burned, everybody's had freezer burned ice cream, right?
Yeah.
So what is that? That's actually the air bubbles coming together and coming to the surface of the ice cream carton.
Oh.
From taking it out, when you're scooping, it warms and then it freezes. It warms, it freezes. And as that happens, the air comes to the surface and you get this like frozen foam at the top over time. And that's one of the things that happens. Or ice crystallization happens, right? Some of those, sometimes when you get scoops of ice cream from somewhere, there's literally ice in it. So, it's condensation that builds up and it turns to ice. So that's how you can tell when the ice cream's starting to get old, because these things start to happen.
Well, once in a while, if we there is a particular brand that we do like, and you put it in the freezer, it's solid, it's good, but we usually take it out and put it in the microwave for like 30 seconds, just so we can scoop it. But
a dense ice cream, you have to do that.
Yeah.
So we sell pints and quarts you can take home as well.
Here you
ice
go.
cream cakes and pies.
Okay.
So the holidays are coming, get something different for your table.
Yeah.
Those are always popular.
So you do like the Carvel ice cream type of thing, cakes and stuff?
We make them fresh to order, literally.
Really?
So you tell us what kind of ice cream you want, what kind of mix-ins. We put the Oreo in the middle, because people are kind of used to that. And then we frost it with Cool Whip, basically. to give it a nice.
Do you letter them up and all that like a regular cake, or like, hey, happy birthday, or?
We don't typically write on them. We decorate them though with chocolate sauce and mix-ins and whipped cream and stuff like that. So yeah, that's always fun.
We do have a tradition at some of our Christmas parties. One of the mothers makes an ice cream cake, it just gets devoured. Of course, she puts the caramel in it. And
yeah,
I'm a sucker for that stuff, as you can see. Try to make the cameras make me look smaller, but whatever.
No.
So how long does it take? I mean, do you if you have a party, what's the time?
We're usually there about an hour.
Yeah.
So we come
in
set
advance.
up.
I mean, as far as booking, how long does it take to book?
Like I tell people, if you call me today and you want me tomorrow and I'm available, we'll be there.
Okay.
Spring is always really busy, especially with science presentations.
Right.
This year, from the beginning of April all the way up through July, we had an event every day.
Oh wow.
Every single day, so we were super busy.
Yeah, so
sometimes a couple a day.
If you're going to have something in the springtime.
In the spring, yeah. Now's a good time to book.
Now's a good time to book. Okay.
We also do a lot of fundraisers, so things like wrestling tournaments or first robotics tournaments or somewhere where there's going to be a lot of people for the day. Right? We will go in and we will set up and sell, and then we give them 15% of the sales back as a donation.
There's something weird going on here. I was just talking to a state rep. His wife was actually coaching a robotics event up north.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
What a fun thing that is.
Yeah. Well, and all those kids are science-minded, right? So they get really into what we're doing and how does it work, and they ask all the questions, and we love answering those.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, and what a great way to educate. But you go from team to team, and these kids are just like, they're all MacGyvers.
Yeah, exactly.
They're all, this broke. Oh, what are we going to use? Well, we can use a string.
String and duct tape,
String and duct tape, right? It's like, wow.
You fix anything.
But and they're fun, and they don't realize they're learning.
Exactly.
If you make learning fun, it's not learning. It's a great way to go about it than some of the old traditional ways.
Hands-on, interactive is always the best. We were just in Londonderry yesterday. They have a food science program over there. So we were over there talking about the science of how we use the liquid nitrogen to make the ice cream, and it was a great program. We enjoyed it. And
well, you talked about the frozen Skittles and stuff like that. That's local. Are there other local vendors that you use to buy your products from, or?
Mostly we get our stuff through Cisco Boston.
Okay.
We use Hood Creams.
Okay.
So we try to buy as local as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And we also, during that whole COVID period, we expanded. So we now have locations we have a Manchester location, right on the corner of Hanover and Chestnut, half a block from the Palace Theater.
Oh.
Right there. There's two big popular restaurants on the other two corners, and then Divine and Millimet's on the other corner. So
is that right where Exos is? Exos?
Right around there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the Crown.
Okay.
Right? That's one of the, and Ignite is the other restaurant right there. We also expanded down into Worcester. So we're right downtown Worcester, across from City Hall in the Common. So we were busy during COVID. We weren't doing catering events, but we were building out locations instead.
So you employ a number of people then? We have to.
Yeah, we have almost 50 employees between 4 locations.
Wow.
We're also in Cambridge.
Oh my gosh.
So right on Memorial Drive between Harvard and MIT, there's a little plaza there with apartments above us, and we're right next to Dunkin' Donuts.
So how do you monitor that? That's got to be difficult.
We're busy.
You're busy, and your husband works for BA?
Yeah, he still works for BAE full time.
Wow.
So he actually went to weekends. He does Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
3/12s.
But the home base is
so I got the rest of the week.
The home base is Nashua.
Home base is Nashua because we live here in Pelham.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's
been great. It's been busy. We've learned a lot. It's just it's a lot of balls in the air.
Yeah.
Trying to manage 4 stores plus catering.
Yep.
And grow, of course, right?
Yeah. I'm very happy for you. I mean, a lot's happened in 9 years.
True. And
or 7 years, or
another great thing that happened is down in Ashland, Massachusetts, we have a franchisee that just opened up last Saturday. So she's open a week. And we did their wedding. Several years ago, we did their wedding, and they, like us, were just totally enthralled with what they were seeing.
What a cool idea.
Exactly. And they bought in, and we've been helping them with the build out, and they just literally opened last week.
Oh, that is a neat way of, that is so cool.
So it's great. We're always looking for franchisees that want to help build the brand here in New England.
Right.
As I started with, we're the area developers for New England. So our job is to try to, build this into a household name here in New England.
Yeah, so if you're an entrepreneur in spirit and you want to start your own type of business, and this is a nice way to do that. Your King Cone and all these little ice cream places, they do pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
They do pretty well, and having a novelty adds to the experience. And
the nice part about it is multiple revenue streams, right? You're not just waiting for people to walk into the shop.
Right.
You're in the schools, you're doing the catering, you're doing the corporate events, you're in the weddings. And the franchise has just started offering this year, coming, a catering-only franchise. So you don't have to have a brick and mortar. You can just strictly do catering events. So I've already got somebody down in Providence, Rhode Island, that I'm ready to sign up for that. So I want to take, what I would like to do is to take a lot of my time now, and now that the COVID thing is done and all that, go back to what we were originally trying to do when we got in, which is build the brand.
So if somebody wants to open up their own franchise, I mean, what type of education do they need? Do they need like a degree in
No,
business?
No degrees at all. We never owned a business before we got involved.
So you help them through the whole process. This is how you market. This is how you do obviously the product, and this is how you do the management end of
all
it.
The
That's
training,
what the franchise is about.
We as the area developers, we're going to do all that with them here locally. They don't have to go to Utah like we had to do.
Right.
Right.
So you set the foundations for,
Exactly. So we've got all the knowledge, we've got the experience, almost over 9 years in at this point. We know what works, we know what doesn't work, we know what marketing they need to be doing, all those types of things. And I've got lists and lists and lists of people, that we keep in touch with. So chances are we've already been somewhere in somebody's area.
Yeah, and so you have resources if somebody wants to. What a great idea, especially for. There are a lot of people out there. What can I do? What can I do? A lot of kids that have graduated from school, they don't know what they want to do.
Right. Yeah.
Well, try to be an entrepreneur. The sky's the limit.
It is fun.
Yeah.
It is fun. This is a fun business to be in.
Yeah.
For one thing, right? Because you're making people happy. Almost nobody leaves our shop angry, right? They come in, if they are angry when they come in, they leave happy. Yeah. And that's our goal. So it's always fun to be doing something great for the community, educating the kids, making people happy at an event, finishing off their meal with an awesome dessert.
Yep.
I mean, we hear it all the time, people are like, oh my God, this is the best ice cream I ever had. Where are you located? Doing events helps drive traffic to the store. And
Nashua is really blessed to have you there. I mean, it is a fun thing to do after you go out, and maybe you don't want to go home right away after, and so just, hey, let's walk up the street a little bit, and it's really from north to the south part of the main street. It's relatively close to anything.
We're thrilled to be downtown.
Yeah.
We have the best employees. They're awesome. We've got some that have been with us for 9 years since we started. And we have some, I just did every time of year we do a staff meeting and just a thank you, and we give them breakfast and, do a little anniversary pin. So I had 6 anniversaries.
Wow.
So that's a testament to, people sticking with us. So we appreciate that.
So how do people get in touch with you if they want to do the franchise or just book a party?
Best thing to do is email me at subzeronashuanh@aol.com.
Okay. And topic would be either, parties or
whatever they're interested in. They also have the option to go to subzeroicecream.com, which is the corporate website.
Okay.
And then there's a form on there that they can fill out, for catering or STEM enrichment programs.
Yeah. And you must have a website.
Yeah, it's the main website.
Right. And that does all the flavors and
Yeah,
orders if you want
exactly.
to do something. And
We can actually do online ordering through that main website, subzeroicecream.com. You just select the location, find one of our locations.
03064 or 63 or whatever.
There you go. And you can order online. Don't have to wait in line. When you come in, it's ready to go.
This is cool. Yeah.
And deliveries are huge, right?
It's saying cool a lot. I don't know what it is. What's going on?
It actually happens when you talk about something.
Yeah, exactly. Well, any final thoughts?
No, just thank you for having us back on. Appreciate it. It's been a little while, and I hope that 2024 is going to be the best year ever for everybody.
I do too.
Because, it's time we go back to kind of normal.
Yes, whatever normal is. I know that's a setting on a dryer, but normal, whatever that
Yeah, I don't
means.
want it to be the new normal. I just want to go back to normal.
Normal, yeah.
Exactly. And I think we're almost there.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on the show, and we wish you the best success.
Thank you so much,
All right.
Kevin. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. And listen, if you folks, if somebody out there who's watching the show wants to come on the show, you got a business, a nonprofit, or an idea for something, you want to talk about it, non-political, really, Gate City Chronicles. Come on the show. We'd love to help you and get you noticed a little bit. And the nice thing about this, it's free. You get your name out there, and you can use this show as a way to bounce off and get your message out there. So until next week, thanks for watching Gate City Chronicles.